Hi guys, it's this shit Ashley Daly says. I'm actually going to be cooking today, which I'm really excited. It's my first video where I'll be cooking with you on the actual video. I'm going to cut it into parts so it's not that long because I know my videos are way too long. So what we're making today is spaghetti squash mac and cheese. You're going to want to start by starting your oven 375. While that warms up, usually do 2 to 3 small spaghetti squashes. I did one big one, so only 2 people eating it. I'm gonna slice this in half, got everything out of it, and then I'll show you the next step. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay guys, I'm back. All right, so we cut it in half, gutted it out. Wanna make sure all the seeds are gone. If you have any extra, make sure you scoop it out. The next step is you're going to use a baking pan. There's gonna be about 1 inch to 2 inches of water. You're going to take them, open side, face down into the pan. So it's in the water. Really fit in there we go. So this is gonna cook at 375 for 45 minutes. So, which mine is about to beep, so that will go in. When it gets to about, I would say probably about 10 minutes left on the timer, that's when we're gonna make our cheese sauce. So to make that, we actually grab I already had onions, so I didn't have to buy it. So you're gonna chop this up. You can use a whole onion. This equals a whole onion. I usually chop it up really small. And then you want to grab 1 whole pepper and chop it up small as well. Now, the ingredients are 1/4 heavy whipping cream. So 1/4 of this. Now this is where it can get a little tricky. This is where you can get more creative, whatever you usually like. If you've made homemade macaroni and cheese, normally with noodles, you know kind of what cheese you like in it. With this recipe, I use about 12 ounces of aged cheddar. Oh, whoops, my hair stuck to that. 12 ounces aged cheddar. This one is 15 months, or I'm sorry, 12 months, but you can go up to 3 years per recipe. Some people don't like stinky cheese, so it's really up to you. You also want to have, I believe, about 2 ounces of Parmesan. I go in the public section. I like to get the fresh grated one, but it's strictly up to you. So there's usually, this is about 4 ounces. So you want to use about half of this in your sauce, depending on how much you're making. Also, the last bit of it, the third cheese can be interchangeable. Some people like to use a sharp cheddar. My absolute favorite cheese is manchego cheese. So I usually get a little bit of this and grate it in there as well to give it an extra little bit of flavor. So we'll be back to grate all of these and start making the cheese sauce, including cooking up the peppers and the onions. So I'm about to put that in the oven and we'll be back in 45. Oh, featuring queso. Okay guys, real quick, I'm just gonna show you the next couple of steps before we break and start sauteing the onions and peppers and getting everything all mixed together. So you have your 12 ounces. This is my aged cheddar, the 12 months. Again, you can pick whatever cheeses you want. I then have my 4 ounces. This is the manchego. And then I have about a little over 2.5, almost 3 ounces of my shredded fresh Parmesan. So the other 2 I shredded myself, or I'm sorry, not shredded, grated. And this last one was fresh in the deli area and it was already sliced pretty thin. So I didn't have to do anything with that one, just opened the container and poured it in, measured out about a little over 2.5, like I said. So you have 12 ounces, that's the cheddar, that's the aged cheddar. You can go up to 3 years aged. I don't usually go up that much. It's really depending on what you prefer. Again, manchego was my selection that I interchanged with the recipe because it is my favorite. If you've never had it, I would definitely say to try it. And then of course you have the fresh Parmesan. Another good one to try is going to be Fontina. So if you haven't had that, that one's also really good and it melts really well. Then I got my pepper and onion mix. I'm gonna go ahead and saute that in the pan in just a moment. Also wanna show what I use to usually cook with. Avocado oil spray, I wanna keep it low carb, and I just love the ability to spray with it, but I also use coconut oil in the jar if needed for bigger recipes. So this is awesome and solid at Publix. Gets kind of expensive, but this can last you a really long time. So I'm gonna start frying this up, and then I'll be back with you soon to go ahead and pull everything out of the oven and show you how to combine everything. Be back soon. Hey guys, okay, so this is what your pot will or should look like. This is after I already melted down the cheese, used the 1/4 of the heavy cream, went ahead and added the saute onions and peppers after I threw in the cheese and melted it down. If you ever cooked with the spaghetti squash before, you obviously know it's very easy to scoop out once you're done baking it. You just flip them over, pour the water out, and just scoop with a spoon. And it's very easy, just mix it all together. So what I have done is I've added everything together, and I'm about to go ahead and then move it to the casserole dish. You're going to change your oven temperature that was at 375. You're gonna drop it to 325, and then we'll end it at about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, depending on your oven. Mine is a little bit more of a high-powered oven, so it cooks a lot faster. So I like to go down a couple minutes. So the recipe calls for 25 normal ovens. If you got a conventional oven or just an oven that cooks a lot faster, you can go ahead and just try about 18 to 20 minutes and just keep checking on it. I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit of extra cheese that I bought at the store just to top it off so it melts nice and good in the oven. So we will go ahead and check back in about 20 minutes. See you soon. Okay guys, and we are back for the final step, just showing you how it came out of the oven. Just pulled it out. I'm just gonna move it around so you can see. Oops. Nice and cheesy. Don't be afraid to cook with spaghetti squash because it is just like spaghetti, surprisingly. It is wonderful, so I'm really stoked to eat this. I'm really excited to share my first recipe with you, low carb macaroni and cheese using spaghetti squash. I hope to see more of you guys in the future. Let me know if you have any questions or if you feel like I need to highlight on more things or explain things better. I hope you guys have an awesome evening. Thank you very much. And this is the shit Ashley Daly says. Thank you.